becoming tougher and tougher by the year. For another season ticket this series, 5 for 45 batting, just 111 against the
so many different options out there in the circle with CAGLE again.
And quick ground ball over to Aaliyah Logaleo for Outport Virginia. Game 1, it was a 4-1 final in favor of the...
You're seeing the success and the results that she's been able to put up this season.
Got Gilbert looking on the outside corner. CAGLE played through a shoulder injury all of last season that just kept getting progressed.
It's in your mechanics, whether it be pitching, whether it be hitting, so for her to just get back, huge.
One of those things is striking out opposing him for the Cavaliers in the first. On Rittman, Reedy Davenport, even though at the bottom of the order, was a real igniter in there.
Two going up against somebody like Molly Grube. We mentioned the pitching for Clemson, but the pitching for
Mackenzie Clark, all ACC the last 2 seasons, had her 5-game hit streak snap yesterday.
Mixing in the off-speed pitches, it's been hard
to right field. Weaver camps underneath it for outfield from left to right. Kuhn and Baylog are on the corners. Baylog getting the start at first. Hill average coming into this game. John Rittman now in his 4th season, 2004 and 2008 Olympics. And that's ripped in the hole into left field for Maddie Moore. 1 out and 1 on for the Tigers. Here's CAGLE, the ACC leader, and he driven in 26 this year. And ready for the payoff to the 2-time All-American as she looks at it outside. First and second.
Sort of pitches, they're going to get called early in the game. We talked about that great movement that she had.
To Jacobson from Grube. Left field and down for a base hit in front of air. Maddie Moore scored. Looking for her first hit of this series, though. She is nothing for 6. Underneath the glove of air. 1 run scores, second comes in as CAGLE.
As a batter, when you see the pitch, they are ready to go in at any moment. And you mentioned the experience that Jenny
an error in left field, kind of over pursuing it on the backhand. It got by
the pitcher that you're facing that day.
A ball over to short, handled to second, on to first in time. Goldberg, Hilton to Baylog. Jam. Jenny Bressler inducing the Twin to think it's going to be any less. This is the epicenter of college softball. It's kind of hard to believe at this point. He's in there with his stand-up double. What an answer. It was going to be a tall task to come in here and win this series. 14 in a row overall. Lead-off double from Kuhn, 2 away, and nobody. Madison, this is what Clemson does so well this season at the same time at games thus far. It's Miklish in a few steps in the Wisconsin, but some more terrific defense gets Clemson out of the jam in this Virginia. Well, for this number 4 team in the country, there are the stars.
For it coming from the left side in that game on Wednesday as well. Put pressure on the defense, and I think that's why it felt like that game snuck up on everybody so quickly on Wednesday because of
Wisconsin transfer Allie Miklish. 1 of 3 in the starting lineup. Runner goes, 1-0 is taken, throw down is perfect from Leah Boggs.
Of plays that you're going to have to make behind this pitching staff going up against an offense like Clemson has.
Well, back to mentioned coming over from Florida Gulf Coast, the former A-Sun defensive player. First as Bressler readies for another 0-2. Got her on the drop ball. So after back-to-back walks and the cuts, Clemson has only scored twice, but picked up in foul ground by Boggs.
1-1 on Wednesday, again from that lead there too with those 19 walks.
1-2 pitch, got her on the rise ball. Drop ball to get Davenport off for Virginia. Despite that leadoff, right at Miklish, and she hauls it in for out number 1.
One aspect of the defense too, Alex, is I think her pitches tries a little bit too hard to get a strikeout rather than one pitch at hand.
Lauren Van Ash tries the drag bunt. You cannot do it much better than that.
Play on that bunt.
Tying run comes to the plate as air rolls under it, but with the runner on the move, they just get the out. Hitting just about 100 over her last 7 games, but she is the team's home run and RBI of 1. That's in the hole right side and through. Van Asch getting the wave around. Still 2-0 Clemson. We'll talk to Joanna Harden when we return. Stealing, so no harm done in Bressler's first full inning of work. And field, the call and the catch going out. Shortstop Goldberg won away.
They've been able to spin the ball. We talked about Molly Grube starting this game, the game that she threw
on the two-time All-ACC member. And a swing and a miss. Got her on the outside part of the play, Madison. Exactly.
That's where you got to just tip your cap to the pitcher. Yep. Yeah, that's what just shows you how.
3 strikeouts so far for Jenny. Rolled over to short as Goldberg gobbles it up and tosses a. That's what's developing. 2, 3, and 4 for the Cavaliers. Gilbert, Weaver, and another 0-2 to Gilbert. High pop on the left side in foul ground, and Davenport able to. One out for the number 3 hitter, Abby Weaver. A strikeout so far. And 1-6-0. Perfect in the ACC thus far. And the 0-2 is called strike 3 on the outside corner. Who is on deck, and that, unfortunately for the Cavaliers, erased what Luxion's premier arms. And goes with the off speed. I mean, that is just against Jenny Bressler, now back out for her 3rd full inning of Vieira to end that jam in the first inning. Off speed, and Logaleo deposits it into center field. The eye back in the first. The other run came in on an error by the left fielder Air. Vieira puts one down to 3rd, handled by Logaleo with great speed on second base and a chance for Clemson to earn it. 3-1 to Oda. And that's ball 4. They took down Georgia Tech in that 3-game set, so they're 8-1. They've played. Swung right through it. When Jenny Bressler has needed the big out, she has against Bressler, who has 4 Ks so far, and she is. Pitch number 11. Ground ball to short. Goldberg tosses across in time.
A difference maker, and it is interesting when you look, only 2 ground balls on the day today, and I think the
Cavaliers trying to get back in this game. What was that? Clark on the run! Gets it before she bangs into the wall. Dogs a fly out to left her first time up.
Has made adjustments on that 72-mile-an-hour drop ball.
Fly ball to right center, testing Clark, and she squeezes it for. Oh.
I don't know about you, Alex, but I was feeling pretty good about a live look in at my bracket. It's just a bunch of place.
I was feeling really bad about my bracket since day one. That play.
Especially on the ones that are outside to those right-handed batters, they really seem to be zoning in on that location.
Van Asch leading Virginia 2-0. Clemson looking for a sweep.
ACC conference this year is just so strong when it comes to softball. All of these teams.
With just 1 out recorded by Virginia. And she'll look at strike 3. 5th K of the game for Jenny Bressler.
Really keeping these batters guessing throughout the entire at-bat. Very rarely.
Hold them down. They go all over the zone or flies it out to left. Air waits for it to come out of the air for
big pitch. If you're going up against a pitcher that maybe throws 50% changeups, 50% season, maybe hasn't hit the ball as well as they would like to.
And CAGLE chases it low and above 0.7. Look at the MLB leader in Jacob deGrom.
Pitches.
I would imagine opposing hitters would say the exact same. That is in the 3rd. And another 1-2. Right back into the glove of Vieira in 78. Top of the order for Virginia. This is where it's going to happen.
Match Clemson's aggressiveness with a
pass Davenport, handled by Logaleo, but no play. Hit of the game for Hilton. Been battling, though, great against the drop ball. And, of course, that's the call in game 2 yesterday. 2-1 up the middle, Moore to short 1. Logaleo to first into 4-6-3 to get close. And in this series in general, I mean, Bigham and Henley yesterday in game 1. Clemson pops it up on the infield. And Balog squeezes it 4 out.
Had Clemson on their heels a bit throughout this ball game is because Jenny Bressler's been able to pound the.
And Logaleo was 0 game, and now she's 3 for 3. series, first series in ACC play. To deep left center field, and it splits the gap. Logaleo after the double by Abby Vieira.
Finds her out in the outfield, but a really good relay to get that in. Completely different. She's going to bring the velocity up a bit. She's going to throw to mid to the upper.
Bigham ranked the number 28 recruit position, 6 runs driven in this year. And just outside the zone, bases juiced.
To be ready at any time when your name is called upon, and especially with the new.
Keller, the junior from Alabama. Ground ball to second, short one, first, double play to Goldberg. Finish it off with Baylog. Virginia's out of it. Head to the top of the 7th. CAGLE back in the search. Ground ball over to Logaleo to her left, and in time to get Abby Weaver.
Because you have to cover so much ground at that position.
Chopper in the hole, right side, through, no throw to first. Run comes to the plate for the Cavaliers in the 7th. Base hit. Goldberg the tying run, lofted to right and squeezed by Jake. That's all down to Leah Buggs. Cavaliers have scored. Cavaliers here in the 7th at Clemson. Clark camps underneath it, and Clemson sweeps Virginia. 2-0 the final in the
series by both teams. We saw elite pitching. We saw some timely hits to making adjustments off of a team like Virginia that had such a good pitching staff. What